art is at the center of all life experiences. Jaquar Global Campus was one project which we could take it to the zenith of art, art of conversation, the art of relationship with the elements, the art of sculpting spaces. Jaquar and GNA had a deep heart connect much before we met on projects, almost 3 decades back. So we had a lot of shared ideologies. Our passion for bringing out the best was the essence, and they also gave us an absolute free hand in kind of exploring our creative depth or splash.
For us to work with a company with Make in India, that was the pride. Can we make a structure which is Indian in its heart but global in its outreach? That was the idea. This fluidity of form and the fluidity of the concept, we kind of integrated together and got this interesting staggering form, which also acts like shading devices, but also it kind of made the whole space inviting. Hi, I'm Sudhir.
I'm Gauri.
Hi, I'm Gayathri Shetty from Gayathri and Namith Architects. We are at the Jaquar Corporate Office at Manesar. For more details, check Buildify.
The site is close to 13 acres, where we have the road on the east and north. The design is such that it supports a multifunctional nature of the campus. This was achieved by placing the factory at the southern edge and providing circulation from the west. Since the site falls in the seismic zone, it leads to the structure becoming innovative and challenging to design. So we had to create a post-tension structure where the cantilever of 16 meters are tied together with Virendal girders. There's an organically shaped insulated steel roof that acts as an interesting sculpture, gives a sense of flight to the building. So the greenery creates a very ceremonial and a welcoming entrance to the lobby area. We have water which connects, it's recycled water which flows down and acts like a welcoming feature to the whole space. Even though it's a big corporate office, the footprint, if you see, we are given larger footprint for the landscape, the water being the welcoming feature, but it's also a net zero building. So the idea of reusing this water was an important part to aerate.
What we did do is really get 2 entrances, one from either side, so that people could come in and flow in easily. The hero of the interior is really this large, expansive water body, which sits right in the center, being drenched by sunlight from the skylight above.
One integral artist collaboration was with Himanshu Dogra of Play Clan, where we conceptualized the Pancha Mahabhutas. These are the 5 elements which has earth, water, fire, air and space.
If you see, we did work with many artists. You have what used to be here Alex Davis's Splash, and of course the art of sculpting in water and light with Michael Foley. People are then sent towards the world of Jaquar. The world of Jaquar is a tour of their experience of the past 60 years. On the other side, we do have a large open space which spills out into an auditorium and training rooms.
The auditorium is approximately a 200-seater, and it has these sliding walls which really gives one an opportunity to kind of engage with the landscape outside.
As you come into the space, we have an external entrance which comes out into a space which is fairly large, part of the garden area, and really has all their entertainment that happens right here. Tucked away in a corner here is their canteen area. As you come into the first and second floors, you come into this central space where there is a small reception area, and the entire area overlooks this cutout and the water body below.
And this space was designed for collaboration, for it to be open, for it to be transparent, and interspersed with these really interesting informal seating where team members could kind of move into to have informal discussions. We really didn't have to do too much with the artificial lighting, but still we have these sensor-based lights that are over the workstations, and this kind of is controlled so that the amount of light that is needed was based on the amount of light that streams in from the atrium.
One space was left flexible to be used for future expansion or for some amount of exhibits that could happen in this space.
The third floor essentially is for the higher management and the directors. You have the main cabins and the different workspaces really hugging the form of the building to the external floor plate. And you have these two interesting conference rooms which are an offshoot of the form of the building, which are placed in the center. We also have these interesting landscaped terraces which one can access from these larger cabins, which give a respite from their cabins itself.
Material palette was also on a very interesting thought process. The palette was keeping light materials. If you see this glass, the idea of glass was to transparency. So we have this large landscape. So all the offices have a look at the landscape. That was the idea. And then there are zinc panels because for dust and to avoid corrosion and smog. So we had to choose these materials which were climate friendly, also climate sensitive. And that was the idea. We kind of chose these different material palettes. Some of the sustainability and the net zero architecture which we have tried is STP waste converted to manure. 100% of water used in the building is recycled through treatment plants and reused for irrigation and cooling towers. Automatic fresh air adjustment in all office spaces through carbon dioxide sensors. Use of special IGU unit that enhance AC efficiency by preventing heat and UV rays from entering the complex. Even the role of solar PV installations around in the architecture, we have placed along the factory roof to generate renewable energy and reducing the building carbon footprint and supporting net zero goals. So this building, we work towards a LEED platinum rated building, which by using these various factors helped us to achieve the platinum rated USGBC building. One of the beautiful takeaways is the harmonious idea between us and the client. Towards the end, it becomes very, very heartening. And creating an edifice like this, we are very fortunate to work with Jaquar to get this opportunity.